Right, hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm here with another video. Today I'll be discussing budgeting and financing consideration when buying a pre-construction property. So this is building on what I covered in my last video. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, so let's look at the deposit structure and how important this is. Understand the breakdown of the deposit required for pre-construction home. This typically involves several installment payments leading up to the completion of the home. So, some of the examples I can give you is like some builders will do 30 days, 60 days, 90-day increments. But I know most recently they're a little bit more flexible in doing that. I even see some that, have drawn out amounts till even up to the completion of the project, so it can be a year or two. So they have installments all the way to there, so make it a little bit more easier for um, people to purchase a new build. So this is something you need to clarify with um, your builder, so ensure clarity on the timing and the amounts of each installments. Okay, next up we have the closing costs. So apart from the purchase price, factor in closing costs such as land transfer taxes, legal fees, and utility connection fees. So these expenses can vary and should be accounted for in your budget, right? So it's very important so you know that when it's time to almost move into your home, you need to get a lawyer and to go over all your documentation and to do the land transfer and all the legal fees. So you have to take that into account. Is very important. So make sure you budget for that as well. Next up, you have your mortgage pre-approval. So very important. So before signing any agreements, just secure a mortgage pre-approval to understand your borrowing capacity. So this helps you set a realistic expectation, right? So make sure that you go to your mortgage, whether it's your bank or you go through a broker, whichever is best for you. The broker sometimes can find you some cheaper rates, but if you have a good relationship with your bank and you want to go through your bank, make sure you go and get your mortgage pre-approval. Most builders ask for that, like they want to see that you're pre-approved for a mortgage before selling you a property. So it depends on the builder, so make sure that you get that and stay within your budget. Even if you qualify for way more than what the price you want to purchase your property, just stay within your budget, because a lot of other expenses will come along in the buying process, and once you move in your home you have more expenses. So yeah, just stick to the budget. All right. Next up, you have long-term financing. So consider your long-term financing options beyond the initial mortgage. Understand the terms of your mortgage and evaluate its compatibility with your financial goals and circumstances. So yes, as I was just saying, other expenses will come along, and a mortgage is a long-term thing. You have 25 years, you have up to 30 years, so you will always be paying that down. So you have to make sure that you have enough funds for that, and plus you have like property taxes, you will have other expenses, your regular bills like your electric, your water, your gas bill, all that type of stuff. So make sure that you take that into account as well. So yeah, make sure that you stay within your budget. It's very important. All right. Okay, next up we have market fluctuations. So be mindful of potential market fluctuations during the construction period. While you may have locked in the purchase price, external factors could affect the value of the property upon completion. Exactly. So based on the fact right now that interest rates went up so much, the price of a lot of new construction, the prices went down, so it's less than what people paid for it prior to the increase in interest rates. So that's something that can happen. So you have to take into consideration that even though your property can value can go up, it can also go down. So that's something that you have to be mindful of. And some builders, like, they sometimes may ask you to pay more money if they think that they're losing money. They may ask for more money, or they try to sell the property at a higher price. So yeah, you have to take that into consideration. It's just very important. Okay. Next up, we have budget for delays. So anticipate potential delays in construction timeline due to various factors such as weather conditions, permit issues, or labor shortages. Have a contingency plan in place to mitigate any financial impact caused by delay. Exactly. So as I was saying today, you have to budget for delays, because so many things can happen. Example, as I said before, COVID happened, right? And a lot of construction projects were put on hold, or delayed or canceled. So that's something that you always have to have other plans, in case if that happen, and in case if the builder requests more funds from you, to continue with the project, is something that you want to anticipate, or you want to cancel and get your money back. It all depends on the situation. So that's very important as well. Next up is interest during construction. So understand how interest will occur during the construction phase of the home. Depending on your financing arrangement, you may be responsible for paying interest on the amount drawn down from your construction loan. One example I have is a down payment borrowed from a line of credit. So if you borrowed money for your down payment, over time, that interest is occurring, so you have to be paying that. So you always have to be mindful of that. That's another expense, and it could be long term as well. So yes, so that's all I have for budgeting to buy in a pre-construction home. So hope you like it, and if you have questions and concerns, you can leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy